You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your early weekly spoilers for January 1st through 5th, 2024. I'm going to unpack all that for you. If you haven't already, though, please reach down and click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. Now, as we start, as always, I run through the spoilers for the rest of this week to give you context for what is coming. So let's dig into that real quick, then we'll talk about next week. Wednesday, December 27th, 2023, we have Devon Hamilton bickering with his dad, Tucker McCall. He basically writes his dad a reality check, and that check is, "You can't be in my life anymore." This is about the very public disaster of the story of Tucker and Audra covering up the singer's statutory rape thing. Tucker insists to Devon that he couldn't have done anything, and Devon thinks he could have, and the cover-up is so sketchy, and he just doesn't want him around. So Tucker is angry and devastated, and that's very important for what's coming next week. Christine and Danny decide they definitely want to explore a future together, but it's interesting because that comes right after Wednesday, Phyllis making a move on Danny, kissing him. He kisses her back. They make out a couple of times, and then he rejects and friend zones her. So I don't know if he was just taking her lips and tongue for a test drive and then deciding, nah, I like Christine's tongue better because it's just sketchy. And then Christine shows up, no mouthwash, no teeth brushing. He starts making out with Christine. If she finds out, she'd be mad. I'd be mad. Wouldn't you be mad? Just gross. And we have this weird spoiler that was a familiar person delivers news to Audra Charles. That familiar person is Clarence, who is doing his Clarence update character and reports on the statutory rape stuff against Tucker. Audra's name has been left out of it, and Kyle shows up and basically takes credit, saying he kept her name out of it, but while also saying that he didn't know it was going to happen. So none of that's adding up. Tucker shows up annoyed. Kyle is there, and Kyle again suggests that they scheme together while he's alone with Audra. He's saying something different and basically asking her to work with him. So this is getting messy. Thursday, December 28th, 2023, and we have Ashley thinking about the residual love that she has in her heart for Tucker. She's really struggling with it. She kind of bickered with Diane the day before when Diane was basically asking her about her feelings and if, you know, seeing this press release that's hurting Tucker come out, and Ashley was like, you know, you're part of the family now, but we are not friends, and pushes her away. I definitely think Ashley is just going to have to squash these feelings because nobody's going to accept it if she gets back with Tucker. And as a matter of fact, Ashley sees Tucker with Phyllis, and I think that's going to reaffirm things for her. We also have New Year's starting on Thursday the 28th with Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore holding their vow renewal ceremony, and there's party and people are dressed up. Nikki and Victor are going to be celebrating the defeat of Jordan, who's in jail. Everybody's going to be having fun. Friday, December 29th, 2023 is a Preemption with a 20-year-old rerun from October 10th, 2003. I'm not sure if they are trying to remind us of something, because the last rerun they did was one from back around the Cole Howard days, which was very relevant. But this one, I'm struggling to see the relevancy. Kevin Fisher sets a restaurant on fire. J.T. Hellstrom is in a panic. Nikki and Sharon are brawling at a gala, a charity gala, and Victor's painfully reminded of the mistakes of his past, and Ashley's stillborn baby is breaking her heart. All right, early weekly spoilers for January 1st, 2024. So generally on New Year's Day, Y&R does reruns or preemptions, but they were already having a rerun on Friday. So it would kind of be weird to have back-to-back preemptions, but they've done it before. Right now, the cable guide, TV guide, the Xfinity guide all show a new episode on Monday, January 1st. When I've looked back, typically New Year's Day is an encore episode. So we will just have to see. They may do a last-minute preemption, a last-minute encore episode. So be sure to check your DVR, and if it's a rerun, delete it, and then double-check and make sure that your recording is still set to show up for Tuesday the 2nd. You may even want to do a manual recording, because after preemptions, especially unscheduled ones, it screws up the coding on DVR boxes. And then we always see people on Twitter asking us, was the episode on today? Was there and they don't understand what happens. And it's because everything's coded. And if an episode is coded as new and it's a rerun, then your DVR already thinks it has that episode and it won't pick up the one that happens the next day. It's a mess. Tech is great until it's not. All right. So in the first week of the new year, official spoilers say Victoria makes a decision that shocks a lot of people. I think she may maybe take a leave of absence from Newman Enterprises or step back from the co-CEO role, because she is very devoted to her daughter Claire Howard's recovery, to restoring her mental health, and especially since Claire has just saved Nikki's life, it seems like everybody is kind of on her side now. So I just don't think Victoria has time to be a good mom to this damaged young woman and also do her job. So we'll see. I mean, there's other things it could be. She might move off the ranch, but since Victor thanked Claire for saving Nikki and Nikki was petting on her, I don't think they're going to have a problem with her being around. Victoria may dump Nate Hastings, but I don't think that would be a shock. I mean, they're basically broken up, even though they haven't, buried it and written the eulogy yet. So, up until Claire, Victoria just was all about work, work, work. And now I don't think she can do that anymore. So I also expect more in the new year with Claire getting close to the other Newmans. They might even use their influence now that Victor is approving of her more to get her out of the psych ward and back into Genoa City, back home to them even, because Victor said he owes her now that she saved Nikki. I also expect more of Tucker and Phyllis. She just got dumped by Danny, or she will be dumped as of the Wednesday U.S. episode. The passionate kiss did not help her cause. Tucker got the heave-ho from Devon, who cut him out of his life. So they are both just kind of reeling. And that's when Tucker and Phyllis run into each other at the GCAC. I feel like there's definitely a recipe for revenge coming with Tucker and Phyllis stirring the pot together, because they are both so butthurt that things have been denied them that they want and that they think they deserve. So we'll see how that all works out next week. That's everything we have for the week of January 1st. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. And definitely come back soon, because I'm your host and I'm here talking Y&R with you 7 days a week. And as always, this has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.